Alright, troops, what's happening? Sorry I've not been on in a wee couple of days. Just been soaking up that good weather while it lasts, know what I mean? And just generally appreciating my circumstances, even though sometimes, like, that mad feeling sets in, like, nothing good's happening and da 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 da, but I always remember, where was I, 5 year ago? And it kind of snaps me out of it. It actually works, believe it or not. Um, Life could always be worse. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thankful that um, I've got the opportunity to rebuild my life outside prison when basically that was my life for such a long time. Just doesn't bear thinking about going back to that. Know what I mean? But I've got a orthodontist appointment with my wee boy in about 2 hours. So he's coming home for lunch and then I'm going to take him. So I thought I would come on because obviously I've not been on for about a week. I was going to do a live on Friday and end up no fucking doing it, man. My head wasn't in it. It's like sometimes when I'm doing videos, it's like I want to come on and talk about shit and then I go, fuck that, man. I need to be in the frame of mind. But I don't read papers really anymore, right? But I have noticed over the past maybe week there's been some pretty serious incidents in Glasgow and a couple of other places, all involving knives. And sadly, there was a young boy, 16-year-old, who tragically died just a few days ago. Um, and the reason that this kind of, apart from the obvious, right, any loss of life at that age is just fucking. There's no even tragic, right? But to me, that's not even a heavy enough word to kind of describe a 16-year-old boy losing his life. Do you know what I mean? And it's transpired that a 13-year-old boy has been charged with stabbing a 16-year-old boy. So he's been charged with murder, I believe. And this happened in the east end of the city. And I believe there was a couple of incidents running about the same time. So I don't know if we're seeing a spike in knife crime. It's what I said to somebody that I know. Maybe we're just looking at it differently because we're the parents now. Do you know what I mean? And the young boy who passed away, I was actually in Castle Huntly with his dad in 2007. Now I've not seen him since, right? But um, I can't imagine what they're going through. You know what I mean? It's doesn't even bear thinking about, as I say. Um, but for what I can gather, for like reading between the lines and that, it's been some sort of kind of don't want to say a gang thing, right? But it's been like I think it's been like one group of youths fighting another group, right? Something that I'm very very well acquainted with. Back at that age, 13 turning 14 was around about the time I just started doing all this. Um, and at that time, I had a lot going on in my life, a lot of upheaval, fucking uncertainty, fucking adolescent angst, all that shit. Know what I mean? And the fucking the flame, the match it that fucking lit the fire was my dad dying when I was 14. Not even 14. 2 months before I turned 14. So that's running about like that on a daily basis was like, it was almost like a sport. But when I look back at that time, like, there was absolutely nobody in my community or in my family that I looked up to. Now, every wee boy needs his ma, but your ma can't show you how to be a man. I've always said that, not a meme. And what I'm trying to say is, every every male child needs a strong, positive male role model. Whether that's fucking somebody that's a fireman, a soldier, a builder. Some doesn't need to be somebody that is doing something where force and strength is fucking part of their daily routine. It can be somebody that just does the right thing all the time, goes out to work, comes back, doesn't fucking constantly speak shit about people, run everybody down, or fucking look at that cunt not, he's no more, or fucking prick not, know what I mean? Just can't be happy for any cunt, one of they ones. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean about like a strong positive male role model, consistency, and shit like that. So like I didn't have any of that as a kid, and I can't really speak for any other kind of group that I don't know personally, but obviously I've been through the jail system and all that, and that's a common theme in the jails, as I keep saying. So it's a cultural thing, and I don't really see how that would have changed our time, if you get me, because if it's always been here, all this shit was here long before any of us were even kicking about, know what I mean? There's fuck's sake, there was, remember reading, there was the so-called razor gangs in the 1930s, like 1930s, and I guarantee it was happening long before that as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's something that's just fucking the dark side of our own culture, do you know what I mean? But it's like when you hear of somebody so young dying in such tragic and just unimaginable, horrendous circumstances, it does make me put things into perspective, obviously, with my own past and how I could have intentionally or unintentionally back then caused this kind of pain for somebody, or this happening to me and my family. And also because I realise how lucky that I'm to be here, to be free, and to be living a life I never thought I would live, know what I mean? Because even on my worst day out here is better than my best day in jail, innit? But it also makes me put into perspective being a parent. Like, letting my kid out the house, and what if something happened to my kid, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to lie, it does put the fucking fear in you, know what I mean? And that's why I'm always on the ball with my kid, like I'm a hands-on dad, know what I mean? Like, always make sure I know where my kid is and who he's with, and make sure he doesn't go fucking mad missions to bus runs and all this fucking shit, know what I mean? Always make sure I know where he is. I don't let my son leave this scheme, because I know, like, I'm close enough if anything was to happen, also because I know enough people where if something did happen I'd be able to kind of sort it out. Or obviously in other schemes I know people, but like, just people go, "Oh, maybe you need to start giving them more freedom and da 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 da." No, sometimes I think Wayne's have got too much freedom, do you know what I mean? But that's just me saying that. It's not like I'm not looking down my nose at them that wants to let their kids do all this stuff, but it just wouldn't be me, that's all I'm saying, know what I mean? But um, if there is like people watching this who carry knives, especially the younger ones, because to be fair, if you're a grown man and you're carrying a blade, then there's no really anything I can say it's gonna fucking switch the light on or whatever. It's just that ship's sailed, you're setting your ways now, innit? Know what I mean? And you might be thinking, oh, well, how did you do it? Well, maybe fucking spending that much jail time away from stuff, away from your family and all that shit, you just go, no, what? Fuck this, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking nae life. But if any of the wee mobs are watching this, man, I'd say to you, like, see when you're in your house yourself, no, when you're sitting with all your boys and fucking getting mad with it and all that shit. See when you're actually sitting in the house on your own, be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? And where do I think this lifestyle, jumping about the schemes, causing it, fucking boxing with cunts, carrying blades, using blades, whatever. Ask yourself, why are you doing this? Now, these were questions I asked myself a lot over the years, especially being in jail and all that. Because sometimes I would just lie on my bed and think the telly would be on and all that, but my head wouldn't be, it would just be there for noise. And you need to ask yourself, like, what do you want out of your life? Do you want to fucking be one of these cunts in out of jail all these days, own drinking drugs to cope with the trauma, fucking cope with the jail, cope with this, cope with that? Like, it only gets worse for here. Like, you've still got time to fucking save yourself, do you know what I mean? If I could do it, like at the age I got to, man, then I dare say you could, but obviously I realise when you're that age, your brain isn't fully developed yet and you've still got a bit of that piss and vinegar. Believe me, I had plenty of it, but is it going to take 20 years in the jail or you to die for you to realise that life is one lot of shit? It is fucking bullshit, man. And if you're lucky, you'll get through it. Know what I mean? But how many go down that path and get off it? I don't think it's a lot. Do you know what I mean? And it's everybody I know that was in about all that shit when they were young. Say out of 20, there'd maybe be like 3, 4 who grew up, had wains, got jobs, mortgages, fucking were always doing alright, just being citizens, weren't they? They weren't fucking constantly mad with it and fucking, you see them fucking stoking about on a Wednesday afternoon out their fucking box, going to get their wings for school and all that. Like, they would be citizens, well, like the other ones you would see would be in and out of jail all the time, struggling with addiction issues, fucking drinking, whatever. So it all goes part and parcel with that, we're going about like that, like, because where a lot of this is coming from is obviously people, when you're a wee guy, you don't want to be in the house, so you're out roaming the streets all the time. Nobody really knows. Well, your more dad could maybe phone you in this day and age, no, when I was a wee guy, but you can always tell them you're somewhere else, can't you? Do you know what I mean? It's like you're just chasing this fucking. It's like chasing this cancerous vision, man. It's just there's nothing glamorous about lying in a fucking hospital bed, stitched up, lying in a jail cell with your fucking brain doing at 100 mile an hour, wondering where's your bird, is she going to stick by you, is your ma got your pro form, is she going to visit you, is any cunt going to visit you, they going to hand money in for you, they going to support you through your sentence, like, just, do you know what I mean? And surely there's got to be something in this world that you do not want to lose if your life's not one of them. Surely you've got to have your ma, your dad, your wee sister, your Wayne, got to be something, man, that you want more than that life. It's no cool. One day, if you're lucky, it will hit you. If you go through that, if you don't listen to it and I'm saying, that's cool, but at the end of the day, right, if you go through that life and you make it to the end, and by the end I mean a mental space where you see that shit for what it is, you will remember me and say that cunt was right. Know what I mean? Because the only reason that I know what it's like when you're that age, because my gran used to say to me all the time, this is all going to come back to haunt you when you're older, and I used to be like, not will it? Because I never thought I would change. How weird is that? And I did, know what I mean? Fucking, it's madness, know what I mean? At the end of the day, as I've said before in other videos, like, I've been in hospital with fucking plenty of weapons sticking at me. So it's not like I'm coming at this for some mad fucking happy-go-lucky rainbow warrior, like fucking, no, let's all just fucking hold hands and everything will be alright, and I know what you're going through. Well, the fact is, I've already went through it, do you know what I mean? So that's the only reason that I feel even able enough to try and talk to anybody about this kind of thing. And imagine what your parents will be going through as well. Like, every fucking Friday night you're going out to, oh, I'm just going to do the pictures or something. Aye, right, man, we've all used that fucking line, haven't we? Fuck's sake, know what I mean? But, and I think that, see the social media aspect to this, I think that's just fucking petrol on a fire, because I've seen a lot and hearing a lot of kind of, there's all these group chats and fucking passing photos about and stoning with choppers and all that. Mate, you're creating evidence, basically. Do you know what I mean? But you're not going to be the man that's going to skate away for this and live happily ever after. It doesn't happen. Even if you grow up to become some fucking mad drugs kingpin, nae cunt gets through that life unscathed. Do you know what I mean? It's just, even the hardest ones, the biggest ones, they'll have their regrets and their fucking demons, but they're not going to tell me or you about them just because they're not on YouTube talking about it, or they're all human at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And it takes a kind of special one not to have any regrets or demons, and I don't mean special in a good way. I mean like a fucking apex fucking great white shark, you know what I mean? One of they ones just soulless, you know what I mean? But just seems like fucking we're always got to have this fucking shit, you know what I mean? But hopefully more and more people will, just because obviously I imagine there's people going to be affected by this in the immediate community and all that, so no, this community, that the wee boys community, so I would just ask people that are involved in this sort of activity outside, meeting up in groups and fighting and drinking and all this pish, take time to reflect on what's happened and how it's affecting you and how it could theoretically be you one day. And hopefully you'll just see it for what it is. You'll wake up and go, fuck yes, man, know what I mean? It's no life for nae cunt. Do you know what I mean? So be thankful that what you've got, and hopefully it'll not affect you to the point where you're going out and letting it wreck your life, because this is how a lot of us end up committing crime as well, is through unresolved traumas, unexpressed traumas and all this kind of stuff. It's just, it's fucking rampant. I mean, this is how half is we're going out and doing this anyway, it's no excusing it at all, just trying to explain it. Do you know what I mean? And there's got to be some substance to it if like fucking 80%, 90% of the people going out and doing this sort of thing have all came from broken homes, fucking families with drug and alcohol issues, poverty, all these usual suspects, know what I mean? But it's just a fucking, it's a sad state of affairs, isn't it, man, when young boys with their whole lives in front of them are getting it snatched away, you know what I mean? Honestly, man. Just makes you want to hug your own tighter, doesn't it? Know what I mean? But, um, just so sad. But, I hope if there's any youngsters watching that, they did take it on board, because, you've got a whole life of hell waiting on you, man, if you want to take this path and stay on it. Know what I mean? And if you're lucky, you'll see it to the end, but do you even want to go that way, you know what I mean? I'm strongly advising you not to. But I'm going to leave it at that, and send my condolences to the wee boy's family and that, and the community that was affected by it, because just it's so fucking just heartbreaking, man. Know what I mean? Just Wayne's, man, fucking hell. Know what I mean? So yours take care, and I'll try and get more shit done. Just sorry, I've just had shit going on and just very well on that, know what I mean? But cheers all yous for supporting that anyway, and I'll see yous all next time I'm on. Get cheers.